Okay, so let's think about this. What happens when a completely unstoppable force of justice, a being you can't bribe, you can't intimidate, you can't spin with a PR team, gets dropped into a world that is just built top to bottom on lies? Today, we're not just mashing up two universes. Oh no, we are conducting a full-scale audit of a deeply corrupt system. And believe me, the findings are absolutely explosive.
Right, so forget all the who would win in a fight stuff for a second. The real question, the one that's way more interesting, is this. What actually happens when an incorruptible, unstoppable force runs headfirst into a system that is rotten to its very core? That's the question we're digging into today.
And this, right here, this is the heart of it. The Slayer showing up isn't some random invasion, it's an audit. He's not just a warrior, you see. He's an auditor from another dimension, and he's here to finally balance the books on a world that's been operating in the red for way too long.
So, who's getting audited? Well, let's put Vought International under the microscope. This is the corporation that took the idea of superheroes and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar industry. They don't just manage heroes, they literally manufacture them.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It perfectly captures Vaught's whole game. Publicly, it's all about selfless saviors and pioneering science. But behind that shiny curtain, we're talking unethical experiments, covering up deaths, and a ruthless focus on the bottom line. It's just like their CEO Stan Edgar would say, right? It's all about protecting those quarterly earnings.
And what's the secret ingredient to their success? A little something they call Compound V. This isn't about people being born with amazing gifts. No, it's about a proprietary drug that literally rewrites your DNA. Their powers aren't a gift from above, they're a product, and Vought owns the patent.
So the audit begins, and it doesn't start with a boardroom meeting. It starts with a dimensional breach. Vaught's ambition finally gets the better of them, and they accidentally rip open a door to another reality. And what steps through is something their spreadsheets could never account for. Their internal name for it? Zeta 7.
The fallout is immediate. 37 of their top minds just gone. Vaporized in a flash. But you know what they call that in the Vought boardroom? A mild inconvenience. For them, it's just the cost of doing business.
And that $500 million in destroyed equipment, they call that a manageable write-off. It's just a chilling reminder of where Vaught's priorities are. People, they're expendable. The bottom line, that is sacred.
This one number tells you everything you need to know about our auditor. He steps out of a gateway hot enough to melt tungsten blast doors, and he doesn't even flinch. He's not a soup. He is something else entirely.
You know, the Slayer is such a fascinating paradox. His whole demeanor is silent, patient, almost clinical, but his actions, they are anything but. This isn't random chaos. This is a very specific and very, very final form of justice.
And so, the audit really begins. Every single one of the Slayer's encounters becomes a new finding, ripping back another layer of the rot at the heart of Vought. The first finding is a raw look at moral bankruptcy. The Slayer finds the Deep, a key member of Vaught's top team, the Seven, in the middle of a sexual assault. There's no hearing, no PR team to spin it, no NDA. Just a swift, brutal verdict for a predator that the system was actually designed to protect.
Next up, the audit takes on a god. The showdown with Homelander, it isn't really a fight. It's a deconstruction. That heat vision that can slice through a tank, the Slayer just walks right through it. The strength to lift an airplane, completely overpowered. And then, for the first time since he was a baby, Homelander bleeds. The Slayer doesn't just beat him, he shatters the entire myth of his invincibility.
So what does Vought do? They double down. Of course they do. They send in their top assets, an elite kill squad led by the mysterious Black Noir. This is the team they send when a problem absolutely has to disappear. And the result? Total annihilation. Deep down in some forgotten subway station, the Slayer takes the entire team apart, piece by bloody piece. It's just brutal confirmation that Vaught's ultimate power, the very foundation of their entire empire, is completely and utterly useless here.
Now this is a huge moment, because the Slayer learns a really hard lesson. You can't kill a corrupt system just by breaking its enforcers. Kill every soup on the payroll and Vought will just cook up more. To truly win, he has to change his tactics completely.
Which brings him to this fundamental question, right? How do you kill an idea?
How do you destroy a corporation when its real power isn't in its superhumans but in its absolute control of the story?
He learns this lesson in the most brutal way you could imagine. During a raid on a Vought data center, a fire breaks out, trapping civilians. And for the first time, he has to make a choice his old life never prepared him for: the mission or the innocent. He chooses the innocent, but 12 people still die. It's a harsh, horrible reminder that even when you're fighting for justice, there's a human cost.
And so he adapts. His new weapon isn't his fists, it's the truth. He breaches Vought's most secure servers and unleashes 847 terabytes of their darkest secrets onto the world. Every crime, every cover-up, every single victim, it's all public knowledge now. He weaponized the one thing Vought's PR team can't spin their way out of.
And with that one single act, the audit is officially complete. The verdict is in. And that data leak, it triggers a catastrophic, irreversible collapse of Vought's entire empire.
The first domino to fall is the one that Vought cares about the most: money. In the first hour of trading after the leak goes public, investor confidence just evaporates. The stock price plummets by 40%. The company that was built on profit is suddenly bleeding cash.
And the man at the very top? CEO Stan Edgar, the ultimate pragmatist, does what he does best. He saves himself. He flees to a country with no extradition treaty. The captain has officially abandoned the sinking ship, leaving Vought in total chaos. And the consequences are just systemic. We're talking multiple federal investigations, a tidal wave of lawsuits from victims who finally have proof, and Homelander, their invincible golden boy, is just a broken man, haunted by the simple fact that he isn't a god after all. The age of the untouchable soup is over.
And that leaves us with a really tough question, doesn't it? The Slayer's audit. It worked. He tore down a corrupt system that was built on nothing but lies. But in a world that found a weird, twisted kind of safety in those lies, was the truth really worth all the wreckage it left behind? I guess that's for you to decide.